And so which one of these makes the most sense? Blind chance, life from non-life, single cell turns into all life, minor changes lead to macro changes, or design points to a designer, young earth and universe, limits to kinds, worldwide flood, and information. I would submit that the creation design fits the scientific model, and it uses a lot less imagination than evolution. But is that happening today? Are we comparing and contrasting different models? No. No, not in our government schools, not even at creation organizations. Everybody's got their thing that they push. And what happens if you push back or give another alternative? You can go into freescience.today and read about Richard Sternberg, or you can see him on Expelled, No Intelligence Allowed. And he was an evolutionist, but he saw this paper submitted for intelligent design, so he ran it in the journal. And what happened to him? He got locked out and demoted. And you can read about Roger DeHart, and he's in another movie, not this one, but he has a master's in biology, and he's teaching high school biology, and he noticed there's some errors in the textbook, so he used some giant scientific journals to help the kids understand what was really happening. And the ACLU freaked out in their school board meetings, and because he's casting shade on evolution. And there was letters to the editors. And what happened to Roger DeHart? He got reassigned to geology, okay? Even though he's got a master in biology. They don't want him to learn biology, they want him to learn evolution. So they put him over in geology and replaced him with a first-year student right out of high school or college who majored in Phi Ed. Yeah, so you can read about that there at freescience.today. Dean Kenyon, he wrote the textbook for college, Chemical Predestination. It was, I think, the #2 selling textbook in the country, if not the world. And a student gave him a book that was written by A.E. Wilder Smith called The Great Creation of Life, The Cybernetic Approach to Evolution. And it refuted, it just kind of dismantled that textbook. And he couldn't refute it. They had valid points, and he became a creationist. And so then they wouldn't let him teach the class, and they had him cleaning test tubes like a lab assistant. So he had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get that back. And also David Coppedge, he was the lead scientist at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and for many, many years. And he was also on the board of Illustra Media. That's an intelligent design media place. And I think it was even after work. It wasn't even on hours, business hours. He let a coworker borrow one of those videos, and that coworker complained to his boss. And eventually he was demoted and terminated. And this is Carolyn Crocker. She showed an intelligent design slide in her presentation. I mean, clearly we were designed, there's no way around it, but one of her students complained to her boss or to her, whoever was in charge, and she was reassigned and shown the door. And this goes on and on. Dr. Gonzalez, he was an astronomer at Iowa State, and he had 68 peer-reviewed journals. And you need about 16 to get tenure at Iowa State. But then he wrote this book called The Privileged Planet that said the perfect place for life is also the perfect place to make discoveries. So we're privileged here on Earth. And they freaked out because according to the Big Bang, we're just a pale blue speck, it doesn't happen. And they did not give him tenure at Iowa State. They did not want an alternative idea presented on that campus. And Jerry Bergman, it happened to him. So then people started, and then we talked about Raymond Damadian and Mark Armitage already. But Jerry Bergman, he got fired. And then people started to send him, oh yeah, that happened to me too, that happened to me too. And he made 3 volumes. You'll see them on the tables here. You can check them out, different people. And I think he's got about 3 more volumes to go that they got censored for, questioning evolution or showing intelligent design.